Like to welcome everybody back to the girls 13 and 14-year-old championship race here at the Cross Country Coaches National Youth Champion. You can see some of the teams, Hudson Youth and others, Philadelphia CYO right there, that are all taken to the line, going through last-minute instructions and warm-ups and keeping their warm-ups onto the last minute, run-outs, all of that. This is the last set of races. We have the 13-14 girls, followed by the 13-14 boys, and then the Race of Americas, the 800-meter race for the young kids. Winds picking up. Northeast Striders out of Louisville, going over their last-minute instructions. Jinx America. Ready for their race. Top teams to look for. If you look at this race historically, Brocaw Blazers girls have won this event, and there they are right there. They have 6 national championships in the past decade in this particular age group. Seem to have, in the early years, they did really well, but seem to have a penchant for odd number years. They won in 2015, 2013, 2011, 2009. They also sandwiched in there 08 and a 2010 win as well, but it's another odd number year, 2017, so this could be the year for yet another Brocaw Blazer victory, so they're a team to watch. The Accelerators out of the suburbs of Chicago, they have the second most number of titles. They've won 2014 and 2016. They're the defending champions. Philadelphia CYO won this way back in 2007, and Team Eagles were the winners in 2012. Those are all the teams that have national titles. Teams that are kind of always in, figuring in the top 3. Derby City, they've done really well in this event. They were 3rd in 2016 and 3rd in 2013. Done well in prior years. Jinx of America, they were runner-up in 2007, 2008. Taking you to the start of the race, you can see all the girls toeing the line here. We've got both angles, the front angle and the back angle. Gordon Bocock continues to be our starter. The flag is up. We're waiting for the blast of the cannon, making sure no girls that cross the line.
I'll tell everybody it's the win.
And the cannon is off. This is the start of the girls 13 and 14 national championship. 4K race. See our inset. That's the unofficial race clock here. I believe we've ever added a race clock to our cross-country events. We've done it a while back in track, I believe. Might have done it last time this meet was in Masterson. Okay, you can see 2 Brocaw Blazers chasing a girl in black. The girl with the headband is Makayla Clark. She is the defending national champion in this particular event. Done really well. We'll get you the name of her colleague there. In just a moment, we'll get you that name of that colleague that's running with her. Hundreds of kids in this particular event, probably right around 35-40 teams competing here today. They're on the first loop of the course, 2-loop course, and then straight on in past the gazebo into the finish. Now, looking at this event historically, Last year, 2016 returning girls that could actually figure into the conversation. 13-year-old girls that now would be 14. Lucy Westlake, Emma Zwall, Philadelphia CYO, Kennedy Calcagno from Accelerators, Anika Marcellus from AOC, Anna Vaughtman, Buffalo Chips, Hannah Worth, Buffalo Chips, Gianna Cagliola from Philadelphia CYO, Lorden Meyer from Brocaw, Josie Gilvin from Derby City, and Leanna Sertz from Excel. Those were all 13-year-olds last year that figured into the top 20. Also, girls to look for the 12-year-olds that are now moving up to 13-year-olds. The front runner, Makayla Clark, Brocaw Blazer. Riley Chamberlain, she was second last year in the 12-year-old age group, Buffalo Chips. Natalie Weiland was third with Buffalo Chips. Dennison fourth. Ava Perrette from Chicago Speed. Ellie Grammas from Chicago Speed. Taylor Lacklish, Macy Ruth from Derby City, and Ava Nelson. Those are all girls that were top performers last year in the as 12-year-olds that could really do well today. Just have to see how it turns out. Historically, if you kind of look back at some of the stats on this, in 2014, going through the top 20 girls that were 13-year-olds and translating that to their 2015 race, Olivia Sovereign won in 2015, and the prior year as a 13-year-old, Olivia was 18th overall out of the 13, 14-year-olds. And she was 13th out of just the 13-year-olds. Sophia McDonald, as a 13-year-old, was 12th out of 13-year-olds and 17th out of everybody in the race, and she ended up coming in 8th that year. Sarah Wilkerson, she wasn't in the top 20 in prior years, and she ended up coming in 11th that year. Same thing for Kiana Scott and Ellie Peterson. But Selena Mattingly, she was 14th overall in prior years and came in 9th as a 13-year-old running in this race. So sometimes those stats from prior years to, individuals to look for, sometimes it's meaningful and sometimes it's not. That's why we run the races, just to see, who's going to come out and be the champion. Looks like the lead's kind of changed up a little bit. Believe that is, we've identified that runner. Berlin Schultz from Brocaw is in the lead. Makayla Clark is right at her elbow. And Ava Perek from Chicago Speed is third. Looks like that might be an accelerator that's fourth, another accelerator, another speed, and Team Kentucky. We're about at the midway point of the race. We'll be looping around here to the finish of the 2017 Cross Country Coaches National Youth Championship and the girls 13, 14-year-old. Girl to beat should be Makayla Clark. She doesn't really know anything except first place at this particular championship event. Every year she seems to come in first. Running for Brocaw Blazers. This also could be the year that Brocaw returns to the first place national championship team standings in this event. Accelerators had it last year. Accelerators have won this age group twice. Brocaw's won it 6 times. We'll be taking you from this portion of the course straight on into the finish here in just a moment. Some of the girls that have won this event in the past, Rebecca Stover from Knoxville was the first winner of this in 2007. Kaylin Bouch from Brocaw Blazers won it in 2008. In 2009, Brooke Wolf from Elgin Sharks won this event. 2010, Rebecca Topham from Brocaw Blazers won this. And Rebecca Topham, she was kind of like this year's Makayla Clark. She was one that was just always figuring into the conversation year after year. In 2010, Lauren Asigi from Team Kentucky, up in the northern part of Kentucky, she was the national championship in this age division. 2012, Madison Distelrath was the winner. 13, Michaela Reinhardt from Derby City, Louisville, was the national champion. 14, Caitlin Robbins from Excel. 2015, Olivia Sovereign. And 2016, Mariana Mijas from Chicago Speed won this. We're going to take you straight on in to the finish. Here's our finish of the girls 13-14 4K National Championship. And all by herself is Makayla Clark, Brocaw Blazers, 13-year-old national champ. Great finish. In Berlin Schultz from Brocaw, teammate, runner-up in the 13-year-old. Here's Ava Perek from Chicago Speed, the third finisher. Katrina Shalinker from Accelerators, fourth, followed by Ellie Grammas, Chicago Speed, fifth. Some of the girls that we figured that did well last year, some of the same names across the finish line. Emma Zwall from Philadelphia CYO, sixth finisher. Got a group of girls coming in here right now. Briggs, Sertz, and Tolson, 7, 8, and 9. Natalie Whelan from Buffalo Chips did well last year's 12-year-old. Phoebe McGowan from Team Kentucky. Grace Whalen, Derby City. Taylor Caval, Brocaw Blazers. Here comes a mass. Hinkle, Hagee, Sporney, and Chamberlain. Macy Ruth, Derby City. Molly Finn, I believe she's unattached, just came in. Farnsley from Northeast Striders. Josie Gilvin, always done well here, coming in. McKenna Hood, Delaney Engel. Avery Mazee from Jinx America. Marley Townsend. Lyson, Hudson Youth. Rutherford from Nashville Youth. Taylor Yaklich. Carly Manchester from the Accelerators. Rounding out the top 30, and then they're just streaming in. One team that's always done well at this particular event, the Belvedere Tornadoes. Today, out there on the course right now, they have Andy and Alexa Pecora. Also, Ainsley Dean is running with them today. I don't believe they have a full team running, but the Belvedere Tornadoes, just such a great organization. They've been around for 35 years now. Had a different name when they first started in the early 80s, but several years back they decided to change their name to the Tornadoes to commemorate a tornado that came through Belvedere, Illinois, back in 1967. Tornadoes is kind of fast, and so that could inspire the kids. Been just a great theater program over the years, and if you look at this year, they feed into Belvedere North High School in Illinois, and the girls at Belvedere North have just been dominant. They ended up being Class 2A state runner-up in Illinois. They won their sectional, they won their regional, they won their conference championship this year. Just had a really fabulous year. One of the girls that has run in this event in the past, that's a member of that Belvedere North High School team this year, is Alexandria Riza. She ran a 19:35. I believe that was a 3-mile, not a 5K, on September 30th at the St. Charles North Invitational. I think the Belvedere North girls came in third in that event. She was part of the 2013 team that ran at Cross Country Coaches National Youth Championship. Haley Lacal, Karina Mendoza, Elisa Sherlow, Nicole Koch, and Alexandria Riza were all runners on that particular team. In the 11 and 12 division several years ago, and then back in 2014, girls that ran for that particular team: Aaliyah Lobensurger, Bonnie Konopka, Nicole Koch, Haley Konopka, Natalie Fortuna, all ran in Cross Country Coaches National Youth Championship in 2014 in the 13-14 division. They came in 20th overall. Bonnie Konopka this year running for Belvedere North, the runner-up team in the Illinois Class 2A. She competed at River Rock Run on September 23rd of this year and ran a 24:27. Just kind of a shout out to the Belvedere Tornadoes. You can see, you know, after 35 some years, they're starting to probably work on their second generation of runners in that community, and you can see how it just builds up and has an effect on the high school programs, and then I'm sure several kids have got a college education out of their running. But right now we're focusing on the girls 13-14 4K race. You're watching the final runners coming in. We'll take you to an interview with our top 2 performers and talk to Makayla Clark yet again. We've interviewed her several times over the past. You can look at some of our archives, and I remember when little Makayla was just a little short gal and we were interviewing her, so looking forward to talking to her yet again, talking about her national championship that she's won yet again. Approximately 40-some girls teams. There's some girl just ran across holding her shoe with her chip in it, probably. It is just muddy out there. You see that girl, she's kind of up on her toes a little bit. It's just so hard to run. The course is just really muddy at this point. There's sections of it where I almost lost my shoe a moment ago on the course, and so it's just really starting to get, I won't say soupy, it's just your foot goes down into it, and it's just hard to get your shoe out of it. So words of advice for the next race: lace them shoes and them spikes tight, make sure you don't lose them. You see some of them girls had to stop and dig their shoes out and carry them across the finish line. You're watching the 2017 edition of the Cross Country Coaches National Youth Championship. It's the girls 13-14 age group running a 4K here at Voice of America Park. We'll be taking you to an interview with Makayla Clark and Berlin Schultz, winners in today's event. Okay, this is Dodd Dixon, and joining me is Makayla and Berlin, the 2 top finishers in the girls' 4K race. Makayla, tell me a little bit about your race.
Man, it was crazy. We had a lot of mud. People were throwing mud. As you see, in the beginning, I started off in the back, and I got kicked with mud. It's horrible.
Yeah, same what she said. It was really muddy, and girls were just like pushing, and they were trying to get through.
So one girl got her foot caught in the mud.
Yeah, the course on the very first race on the back section, it wasn't bad, but by the time you all went out there, I had trouble getting back to the finish line, so it's really degraded a little bit. Makayla, this is your 7th time that you've come in first here as a national champion? Wow. Out of the 7, which one was the most difficult?
Oh, this one by far.
Why is that, the mud?
Yeah, the mud. Girls will push you. I like broke my ankle twice trying to get past the girl. Yeah.
difficult. Now, Berlin, how have you run in the cross-country coaches national championship before?
No, it's my first time.
Well, I tell you, that's the way to do it. Come on out here and come in second to a 7-time national champion. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
So you think you come back next year?
Yeah, I think I will.
All right. Well, congratulations, ladies. You all have done an excellent job, and I'll hope to see you next year at EP Tom Sawyer Park in Louisville, Kentucky.
Thanks.
Great to talk with some of those girls, just wonderful competitors. You can see here a little bit of the mud that some of the athletes have, it just all up and down their legs and backs, and it was all across Makayla's face and Berlin's face. As you can see how tough it is to get through this course. We'll be taking you to the boys 13 and 14 competition in just a moment. But first we must go over the team scores in this event. Brocaw Blazers have won 6 of these national titles. Accelerators 2, Team Eagles 1. Philadelphia CYO 1. And the national champion is the Brocaw Blazers. Accelerators 2nd. Northeast Striders 3rd, Team Kentucky 4th, Philadelphia CYO 5th, Jinx America 6th, Derby City 7th, Accelerators East 8th, and Pint Size Harriers 9th.